Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel, your favorite travel program about Poland, my favorite travel program about Poland. Guess why? And with us in the studio, whoa, it's Nicholas, no relation, Richardson.
Hi, Will. Delighted to be back again.
You're looking good. It seems
Thank you.
Only recently I spoke to you.
Yes, it was very recent, wasn't it?
Now we're running these. We run a series of segments. We're
Yes, we
recording these all on the same day.
Yeah, well,
We don't do that with the travel program. We go out to different locations.
No.
Yeah. But when we're in the studio, we like to sit back with a cup of hot Joe and some fine. This is lemonade, isn't it? Provided by the
yes, it's very nice.
Bevy of hostesses we have here.
If
catering to the show.
If only it were true.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice. It's nice and refreshing on what is a very warm day outside.
Lemonade's very popular.
And it was good for
Poland
you.
now.
I mean, the stuff, lemonade you make yourself, of course. The stuff you buy in big plastic bottles is probably less good for you.
Less good for you.
Too much sugar and other things in it.
Yeah, additives. But this is a natural lemonade. I was told it was a Polish, made in Poland natural lemonade, and it's very tasty, I have to tell you.
That's good.
Reminds me of the one I had in the United States in the summer. I won't say the name, and because they're not paying us for promotion here. But it's called, no, I'm kidding. And it was very good, very similar to this. But, you know, it's recently come to my attention that, not recently to my attention, but it's been on my mind a lot, a certain travel destination that Poland is famous for, even a tourist destination. But before we get into that, I would like to talk about what you think, and it's actually one of the most popular. It's one of the most popular destinations, folks, in Poland for tourists from all over the world. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about what would you say are the most popular destinations, according to yourself and friends?
Well, I suppose most people, if they're arriving and travelling here, they'll probably arrive by aeroplane, so they'll arrive at a big city. So obviously, Krakow, I think, is the one that people...
Yeah, I mean...
It's a spectacular medieval city.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history attached to it. It was the capital of Poland until the 15th century.
Yeah. A quick quiz. 3 capitals of Poland in the right order? Not the dates, the order. Gniezno.
Gniezno, yes, sorry.
The first 5 kings were crowned there.
Krakow and Warsaw.
Krakow
in that order.
Warsaw. That's right. And Warsaw since about 1300?
No, 14. No, later.
When was it?
1500. 16th century.
It was the golden era.
It was the king who was probably Sigismund III.
Who
was probably the king who had... It was a golden era because it was when the king had the most power and the country was, by the standards of the day, the best run. It was before the nobility started to sort of spoil it.
Actually, that was a test since you do history,
yes.
And unfortunately you failed it. You have got close, but you haven't got the date. I wasn't going to pin you on it. It's actually 1510.
I did say 16th century.
I'm just kidding.
Yes, exactly.
I don't remember the exact date.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But you got the capitals in order. That's right. Gniezno near Poznan, which is a great place. We were just there.
You were there not so long ago.
On the travel show. It's a wonderful place to go and visit.
Yes.
I got to tell you. Krakow we've been to as well.
Obviously Warsaw. Most people visiting a country visit the city's capital.
You're going to visit the capital. I mean, Warsaw's got more, just a million things to do now.
And particularly the old town is very attractive in this kind of weather.
The old rebuilt new town, and all the different. You can cycle. You can go.
Warsaw, I think, for people who don't know, it's a remarkably green city in terms of open spaces with trees.
Yeah, we did a series about parks, and there are an enormous amount of beautiful green spaces that you can go to.
Because if you take a city like Paris, for example, within the Boulevard Périphérique, there's sort of really no
There's not a lot of grassy spaces now. No. And they don't want you to be on the grass.
And if they are, and they have their idea of a park is to have pebbles. Do not walk on the gravel.
Yeah. They're very
it's strange. I mean, I have a theory about this. Because if you look at countries which are monarchies, a lot of the parks, like all the parks in central London, are technically royal parks owned by the crown, but you can walk on the grass. Whereas republics, which are in theory owned by the people, you can't walk on the grass. I mean, even here at Łazienki Park, the old guys, the guards, don't let you walk on the grass.
Well, but Łazienki, ironically enough, would be a royal park. They call it the royal park.
Well, it is. But
in all the other parks, you're fine.
But where you have a functioning monarchy, they let you onto the grass.
Well, that's what we expect from the history man.
Yeah. I do think it's one of those
Yeah.
interesting things which I've just noticed.
Yeah, it's an interesting
very anecdotal. I mean, there must be a reason for that somehow.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's curious.
You know, you did some. You know, this is a republic, so get off the grass.
Get off the grass.
Yeah.
I remember being in Paris and going on the, you know, as a student, backpacking around and sitting down with my sandwich, you know, one of those long hot dog things or a ham sandwich, and people, just ordinary people going by and saying, "Get off the grass,"
Yes.
like Inspector Clouseau.
Yeah.
And,
well, no such problems in
I was
very few
surprised.
cities in Warsaw. A lot of parks.
What?
You don't have to worry so much in Warsaw. With the exception of Łazienki, I think everywhere else you can walk on the grass.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. We did the, I think just about every major park in Warsaw, certainly near the center, in any relationship to the center, and they're very green, and nobody bothers you if you walk on the grass. There's even one that looks just like Parliament Hill, and I used to live on Parliament Hill in London, and it's quite extraordinary. It was built with, it's where they have the ski.
Oh, yes.
Skiing hill. It's to the south.
Southwest.
Yeah, to the south and west. So we talked about Krakow. I said Gniezno also is a good place to go.
And then obviously the three-city area, because
those
up
three
by the
cities
Cape,
you can get a good sense.
And
Yeah.
they're interesting cities to visit, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're all slightly different.
Gdansk, of course.
Gdansk is very...
with its mixed Polish
very-
and German background.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, fascinating place.
Yes.
Hanseatic capital, really.
Yes.
The major city of the Hanseatic League.
The old Danzig Free City as well.
Danzig Free City
After
later.
the First World War.
Yeah. And then you have the mountains, of course. And you have
The Tatra Mountains in the south, very popular.
wonderful sea. Lakes are everywhere.
In the Missouri Lake District, just to the north.
Prefer Missouri or Varmia? I know they put them together. Which do you prefer?
Well, I've not really explored Varmia much,
Okay.
but you've been speaking very highly of it of late.
Oh, I love it.
So I must
Listen,
go
I
and
love it,
visit.
but I'm not going to give away all my secrets.
No,
'cause
don't.
I don't want everybody who watches this program to show up in the
Ruin your holiday.
small hotel I love.
Exactly.
You're going to catch me if you can, folks. Okay, stay tuned for the next episode with myself, with me, and with Nicholas, no relation Richardson, and we will be revealing the top destination in Poland, and I think you're going to be a little bit surprised. Think about that. We'll see you tomorrow night, and you're looking good.